In this fourth video in the Getting the Most Out of Blackboard series, we're going to address how to create folders and add items or files. So let's start by going to Course Content. We talked in the previous video about how folders can help you organize your course. So we have one folder, Week 1, Critical Reading. Let's say I want to add a second folder. I'm going to go to Content Folder, and we also talked about how to be consistent in our organization. So I'm going to name this one Week 2, and I'm going to give it a specific name so that the content will be obvious. Week 2, Peer Editing. I can describe what's in the folder. I can say this is instructional material for Week 2. There we go. That's pretty descriptive. Okay, and then I go down and yes, I want it to be viewed. I don't want to track number of views right now. If I want to, I can set the date and time restrictions, but I'm good with it just being available. So I'm going to click Submit. And there's my Week 2. Alright, so I'm going to open Week 2 now, and I need to add some things to it because right now it's empty. So let's talk about what I can add to my folder. The first thing I want to talk about is these two things right here, item and file. They're very, very similar. So let's say that I want to add some instructions to my file here about how to peer edit. If I click on item and I type in peer editing guidelines, and I browse local files, and here I go, peer editing guidelines. There we go. Now it's attached. It's displayed. I'm going to submit. And there it is. And that's all I need to do to add an item. Now I'm going to go back in and edit one thing. Let's see. I'm going to add some text here. These guidelines will help you interact with your peers. Okay, so now I have kind of a description here. If I add the same information but as a file, and I add peer editing guidelines, I browse my files, add. I can choose whether I want it to open in a new window. That's kind of the choice you have here. Notice that you don't have anywhere to give a description or instructions. But I can choose to make it open in a different window if I want to. I submit. And there it is. So the only difference between these two is how it's attached. As a file, as an item, I can see what's attached and I can give a description. As a file, when I click on it, it just downloads or opens in a different window if I chose that option. And that's it. So it depends on whether or not you need to give description or not. If you need to give some instructions on how this item is to be used, then I would download it as an item. If it's something that you simply need to be added so that your students can download it, then it can be added as a file. Okay, so now you know how to add an item or a file and the difference between the two. Note that you can also add audio, image, video, web link in much the same way. If I elected to add an image, I would give it a name, browse local files, enter alternate text so that it would be accessible, add a description for my students, and submit. Very, very simple, very much the same type of thing as adding an item. Same for adding video, audio, web link, All of those are very similar in addition. Okay, so now that you know how to add instructional materials to your course, please join us for our next video, which will be learning about how to add assignments.